Right, we're going to look at picture one of your pack of sources for um, superstitions and magic, component 2 of your GCSE Latin course. And we're going to go to Bay of Naples to find the source of your picture. You can see Mount Vesuvius there, Herculano or modern day Herculaneum, and Pompeii right in the middle of this picture. Now, if we zoom in a little, the names and they've kind of shifted a little bit. This is where modern Pompeii is, but this is the part that we're interested in. The town of Pompei. You can see the outer walls of the Pompei going along here, and the river would probably run to the south, alongside where the railway line might be, and the coastline would probably be just to the west of Herculaneum, west of Pompeii, just to the west of this part here. There's probably a harbour just where this Auchen supermarket is. Okay, we're going to focus on the west of the town today. This is the Forum, and this is the west of the town. In fact, we're going to trace the way out of the Forum on the northwestern end. Lovely ice cream shop here. Northwestern end, and out this road here. And we're going to join this road thanks to Google Street View. We're going to join this road here just by the house of the ancient surgeon. So if I drop you about here, and we're going to head out to town. Firstly, we're looking east at the moment, so let's make sure we're pointing the right direction. Yes, this is northwest now. So we're going to head out of town along this road. Some lovely bars. I think this is a bar with like a counter just on the top. But this is the gate, Herculaneum Gate. The Porta di Ercolano. Let's just show you this on here for a second. So it's so called because this road leads towards Herculaneum. Oh, I've actually I know what I've done. Yeah. The road, yeah, Porta Ercolano. It leads out towards Herculaneum, and actually eventually ends up in Naples, and then you can go from there to Rome. So this is the gateway for the cars and for pedestrian traffic as well. And if we go further, then we're outside Pompeii. We're outside of the boundaries of Pompeii. Now this is an important road and a busy road, and just outside it, we've got quite a build-up area around here as well. And this is the necropoli di Porta Ercolano, the necropolis of the Herculaneum Gate. Necropolis, an area dedicated to the dead. So what you actually find along here, and I'm just going to shut that now because you know roughly where we are. What you find along here are monuments dedicated to the dead, tombs. These are grand structures, pretty tall in some cases. It would have made for quite a shaded walkway, quite welcome in the summer, where it gets quite warm in Pompeii. But I suppose it might send a chill through your spine as well to know that these are the areas of the dead. Romans tend to either put the ashes or bury the dead outside the town wall as the Greeks did before them. They did that because, they did the burying and the cremating because they believed that the dead needs to be, or the right process needs to be gone through for the dead in order to make sure that they rest in peace. And them resting in peace is obviously good for them, but it also means they won't trouble you. If they can't rest in peace, then they're going to be bothering people on the upper world a lot, according to the Romans. You also feel quite uncomfortable about it. And in that sense, the Romans or the Greeks call it miasma. which we can kind of translate as pollution, when you've got some sort of mood or feeling that are roaming around that is not quite right, that would be seen as pollution. And if you've got dead spirits whose body is not properly buried, if that's roaming around, then that's pollution. So obviously you should bury them, but you should also make sure you bury them outside as well. Otherwise you feel uncomfortable being around them. If they're buried within the city and you're living nearby, you would feel quite uncomfortable about it. This is quite a grand tomb. It's quite elevated up, and you can see the external wall of the tomb there as well. Originally, it would have been a good height, as we can see from the next tomb there. Now, so the dead needs to be buried or need to be cremated properly, and you could choose to dedicate a sort of monument to them by building one of these structures. Now, how do I go forward? I can just roughly, yep, that's the button. Okay. If you do classical civilization in GCSE, I believe, is it? No, it's not that one, but that one is one of the tomb that you actually study as part of the sources. The tomb of Naifolea Taike, who is a freedman, and in the tomb you can actually see what sort of things he has achieved in life. I believe, was he a shipping merchant? I think there's a ship on one side or the other, and also it shows that he was a town councillor as well. These are really grand property to show off the wealth of the people who are there and to make sure they're well commemorated. And the land value around here is high for the dead anyway, because this is quite an important thoroughfare, so you can always remember them. And again, these ones you access through a little hatch, and you can go into an inner area. Beneath this tall monument, there's the ship there actually. Beneath this tall monument, you can actually access underneath the grand tomb. Hopefully I'll show you some pictures from Ostia that I've taken when I visited there. But it really allows you to be in close contact with the people in the tomb. Not necessarily literally. Depends if you believe in it, whether it's literally. But if you want to spend some time with them, you can actually go into their abode, go into their houses. And we'll see some of that niche later on, hopefully. I'm just slowly panning this back into view, and there is pretty much your picture one of the sources that you will need to study. So the road going up towards Pompei with grand tombs on either side. Pretty impressive, eh? Okay. Romans obviously come to these places to visit their ancestors or to reminisce and to see what and to see people that they have known or people that they're associated with. They can also do that at home as well. Quite often there is a little area dedicated to the as a shrine to the ancestors, and in that place you can also see your ancestors there. It isn't necessarily a nice area to walk along the sort of tombland, if you like. There's a tombland in Norwich, if you've noticed. I wonder if it's named for the same reason. But all these places, so I'm just trying to find a higher view so you can sort of get a better view of what the street is like. There's a lot of little corners and shady areas, and it could be quite dangerous to access this part of town. People could sort of sneak out and attack you like an ambush. That wouldn't be so good. But there are some sort of Roman laws that protect you, I suppose, from being attacked or from having your tomb defaced. In fact, if you steal goods from tombs, you actually get the death penalty landed on you. So don't steal from the dead. Anyway, Here is the picture of the source one, and it's of the necropolis, or the area of tombs outside the Herculaneum Gate in Pompeii. I've just looked through my pictures from Ostia Antica, which is the port of Rome. It's in ruins now, and there's no pictures of the necropolis. So I found two pictures from online to show you how you can really walk right into these buildings. There are doorways, there are little entrances, and along the walls of these tombs there are niches, little hollowed out area where ashes can be put into them. And you can see there's multiple occupancy within each tomb. So you can really visit them, sit inside them, and connect with your ancestors or people who you have known. There's a roof overhead as well, should you ever need to be away from the elements. I'll leave you with two pictures of the road that is the same road as the one that we need to study for our course. Also, there will be some links attached below so you can see what walking into one of the tombs in Pompeii is like, and in anywhere else in the Roman town, and what it means to the Romans.